Hey guys, PokeTrips here, and today I am here to talk about the Week 4 transactions, or the transactions leading into Week 4 of the PDA. Now, to start us off, we have the San Antonio Solars picking up 3 Mons and dropping 3 Mons. This normally wouldn't be allowed, but one transaction was made last week after Sunday, so it transferred over into this week, and it didn't count until this week. So it is what it is. As you can see, he dropped Flygon Glade and Zapdos, and picked up Gardevoir, Magnezone, and Celesteela. Now, for these pickups, he dropped his legendary Zapdos for Celesteela and picked up Magnezone, 2 Steel types. I don't know if I agree with that. Obviously, he's probably not going to bring them both to the same week unless the other team has a huge Steel type weakness, because having 2 Steel types can be a liability. I don't have his full team in front of me here, so I don't know if he has any other Steel types. Off the top of my head, I don't think he does. Let's just see here. I don't think he does have any other Steel types, so I mean, I like the acquisition of Gardevoir. Pretty much Glade for Gardevoir, that's pretty solid. Flygon for Magnezone is pretty solid as well. Zapdos for Celesteela, he's going less offense, more defense. I like it. I like it a little bit. We'll see how it plays out. It could pay off, it could not pay off. Next up, we have the Chicago White Sox quite simply dropping Primarina, and because they had a free slot on their team, they picked up Hawlucha and Swampert. Pretty simple. Water type for a better water type in my opinion. And Hawlucha, which can be a sweeper. He said he's played with Hawlucha a little bit. He likes how it plays, so we'll just see how it works out. Next up, we have the Cincinnati Reds, myself, dropping Serena and picking up Clefable. Now, you might be looking at this and be like, what are you doing? Isn't Serena the only counter that in this league for Mawile? And to that, I'd say, you're not wrong. There's a few other counters, though. There's like Blaziken, things like that. Anyway, Mawile has been traded off of Karthik's team, so Serena is not alive. It's not a necessity for me. Mawile's not gonna be something that destroys my whole team besides Serena. So I am able to drop Serena here and pick up another tank, which will come in huge. What's the word I'm looking for? It'll be very reliable going forward, especially against teams such as Trays, who have really strong dragon types and things like that. I can stall people out with it. I'm not one to stall, but I could stall with it, and we'll just see how it goes. Next up, we have the New York Blasters not dropping anybody. They had an open spot, so they just decided to pick up Florges. They need a strong fairy type. Not much debate going on here. Pretty solid. Next up, we have the Barcelona Telios dropping 3 Pokemon, which is legal. They dropped Pelipper, Swampert, and Heatran to pick up Landorus. Very nice. And Skarmory. Really like this. Picked up a possible sweeper, a good Sheer Force user / Life Orb, a good Stealth Rock setter, and then he has Skarmory, which is also a good setter, and it's a very nice tank, very hard to deal with if you don't have a fire type. Next up, we have the Barcelona Telios and the Indian Bruisers. This is where the Mawile trade comes in, trading Mawile straight up for Tyranitar. I don't know if this is really worth it, but you'll see here in a second that this trade doesn't even mean anything for Owen. We have Tyranitar straight up for Mawile. I don't know. I like getting Mawile away from Karthik, because Karthik is really good with Mawile. I like that. I don't know about giving him Tyranitar. I don't think Tyranitar will be as big of a threat to most teams. It will no doubt be a huge threat for a few teams like Therons, who have a huge ground type weakness, and Owens, who have a huge ground type weakness. Getting this Mawile made that ground type weakness even bigger. But I don't think going forward against the championship teams, championship contenders such as myself and Mapu, a Tyranitar is a great accusation? I don't know. Next up, we have actually Owen of the Indian Bruisers instantly trading Mawile away. A couple days after he got it, it was on the trade block as soon as he got it. Eventually, he got this trade, pretty solid. Empoleon and Sylveon for Mawile, pretty solid for Mapu. That's a steal. Why would you trade Mawile for Sylveon and Empoleon? Empoleon, I can see it. Empoleon is really good, but you gotta get something else besides Sylveon. Sylveon's done absolutely nothing in this league so far. This is just a garbage trade for Owen. Pretty much, he gave up Tyranitar for Sylveon and Empoleon. Look at that. Would you do that trade? No, you wouldn't do that trade. That trade is ignorant. So why would you trade the thing that you got for Tyranitar and then get the exact same things that you wouldn't give Tyranitar for? That doesn't make any sense. This trade is complete garbage. Empoleon might put in some work. You already have a water type. I don't think you already have a fairy type, but you already have a water type. There's no sense in getting this trade. This trade was absolute garbage. This was a last-minute, hasty decision. I don't like it at all for Owen. Nice steal on Mapu's part. I see you working, Matt. Next up, the Solars trade the Lowland Muck to the Sox for Sharpedo. this is probably the most fair trade we've seen in this league so far. Actually, the Solars had too many tanks, they traded away their tank. The Sox had too many sweepers, they traded away a sweeper, and in return they got what they needed. They got a tank and a sweeper respectively, and I think it's gonna work. A dark type for a dark type, both very solid mons. We can see the speed boost on the Sharpedo. We can see maybe a Focus Sash rough skin type variant. We can see a speed boost Mega Sharpedo. We can see the protect and then get the speed boost. Then it evolve into Mega Sharpedo, have tough claws, very nice. The Muck tanks almost any hit. I don't know a hit gets one shot from besides maybe a Ground EMZ, maybe a Fight EMZ too from Blaziken. Anyway, very solid trade on both sides. I think that does it for this week, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think about the Pokemon of the video too. This one's for you, Matt. And for now, guys, this has been PokeTrips, logging off.